1. When using instructional material, what should the teacher primarily consider? A. The material must be new and skillfully made. B. It must be suited to the lesson objective. C. The material must stimulate and maintain students' interest. D. It must be updated and relevant to Filipino setting. Remember, when answering Prof. Ed, so dapat ang pinakatama ang ating pipiliin. So, as we look at the choices, so lahat sila is tama, but pipiliin natin ang pinakatama. So, letter A, so maganda siya because of presentable siyang tingnan. So, because of bago at skillful ang pagkagawa. So, meaning maraming decorations. So, if we will say letter B naman, so it must be suited also to the lesson objective. So, alangan naman na tayo magtuturo, but our visual aids or instructional materials is not relevant. So letter C, the material must stimulate and maintain students' interest. Kas ang visual na ating ipapakita or our visual aids is to gain. So ang ating aim is kumuha ng students' interest. So while letter D, so it must be updated and relevant to Filipino setting. So the correct answer for this is letter B. So because of ito ang pinakatama. Answering sa Prof. Ed, so ang lahat ng choices is tama, but pipiliin natin yung pinaka-direct to the point. And also, pinaka-related sa question. So the question is primarily na i-consider ng guro. So meaning, ang pinaka i-consider. So that's why letter B is the correct answer because of kailangan talaga na suited to the lesson objective. So hindi pwede tayong magtuturo ng ating instructional material is not relevant sa ating objective. So that's why letter B is the best answer. 2. Which of the following is not true? A. Lesson plan should be in constant state of revision. B. A good daily lesson plan ensures a better discussion. C. Students should never see a teacher using a lesson plan. D. All teachers, regardless of their experience, should have daily lesson plan. Question, ang pipiliin natin is yung hindi tama. So letter A, lesson plan should be in constant state of revision. So yes, dapat kailangan constant ang pagbabago. So because of hindi natin alam. So for example, kapag walang pasok, so that's why na during the next class, so dapat ang lesson plan is merong revision. So letter B, a good daily lesson plan ensures a better discussion. So dapat, so when making the LPs, so or daily lesson plan, so dapat is may ensure natin na maganda ang discussion and also it must be student-centered so that maraming estudyante ang maengganyo sa learning process. So because of they are active. So letter C, students should never see a teacher using a lesson plan. So I think hindi ito valid. So letter D, all teachers, regardless of their experience, should have daily lesson plan. Remember, in principles in teaching, so dapat na before tayo magturo, so meron tayong daily lesson plan. So that na planado ang ating outcome sa ating pagtuturo. So that's why the correct answer is letter C. Walang validong rason kung bakit hindi dapat makikita ng estudyante ng guro ay merong lesson plan. So that's why letter C is the answer. Number 3, which part of the lesson does the learner give a synthesis of the things learned? A. Motivation. B. Application. C. Evaluation. D. Generalization. Question talks about kung saan natin malalaman ang mga bagay or composition na ang bata is natuto. Questions today is relevant to principles of teaching. So letter A, motivation. So bago pa magsisimula ang klase. So that is motivation or tinatawag natin paganyak sa Tagalog. Letter B is application, is ito yung pag-i-internalize ng lesson. Letter C, evaluation, is ito during exam. While letter D is generalization, it is during discussion. The correct answer is letter C, evaluation. So because the reason na merong tinatawag na exam is for us to know if ang bata is natuto ba sa ating discussion or hindi. So that's why letter C is the correct answer, evaluation. 4. The strategy which makes use of the old concept of each one teach one of the 60s is similar to A. Peer learning, B. Independent learning, C. Partner learning, D. Cooperative learning. So the question talks about each one teach one. So but before that, we will discuss kung ano ang each one teach one. So if we will say each one teach one kasi is that ang bata is meron silang group discussion. Nang bawat isa is kailangang mag-impart ng kanyang natutunan sa naturang discussion. So that is each one teach one. So saan sa kanila ang each one teach one? Letter A is peer learning. So meaning, so merong discussion ang magkakaibigan. So letter B is independent learning, is you learn by your own. So letter C is partner learning is that meron kang pair. So letter D is cooperative learning. So that is by group. So that's why the best answer for this is cooperative learning. So that is each one teach one. So because ang peer learning kasi is yun lang magbabarkada or magkakaibigan. So but cooperative learning is isa is kailangang merong i-share na regarding sa lesson. So that's why letter D is the correct answer. 5. Educational objectives are arranged from simple to complex. Why is this? A. Each level is built upon and assumes acquisition of skills from the previous level. B. Objectives are broad and value-laden statements that lead to the philosophy of education. C. Be idealistic and ambitious to begin with. Scheme for using taxonomy in all levels. D. These are guidelines to be taught and learned with teachers. Students evaluate learning. Okay, let's discuss. So the question talks about the educational objectives are arranged from simple to complex. So bakit? So letter A, each level is built upon and assumes acquisitions of skills from the previous level. So meaning, so meron siyang tinatawag na hagdan-hagdan ang kanyang acquisition of skills. So letter B, objectives are broad and value-laden statements that lead to the philosophy of education. So meaning is broad. So meaning, nagsimula siya sa complex into simple. So letter C, be idealistic and ambitious to begin with grandiose scheme for using taxonomy in all levels. So meaning, nagsisimula siya sa ambitious. So meaning complex. So letter D, these are guidelines to be taught and learned where teachers and students learned. So that's why the best answer for this is letter A. So because of merong acquisition of skills. So meaning, merong hagdan-hagdan na pagbibigay ng skills. So that is the best answer. Because of from simple to complex. So Number 6. In music, teacher Gab wants to teach the class how to play the piano in the key of C. Which of the following should be his objective? A. To play the piano in the key of C chords. B. To improve playing the piano in the key of C. C. To interpret property of chords of key of C in the piano. D. To exhibit excellent playing of piano in the key of C. Talks about teacher Gab wants to teach the class how to play the piano in the key of C. So anong kanyang objective? So A, to play the piano in the key of C chords. So that is the correct answer, letter A. So because of ang kanyang gusto is matuto ang estudyante how to play the piano in the key of C. So that's why letter A is the correct answer. Talaga, mayroong question sa Prof. Ed na nandyan lang sa tanong ang sagot. So that's why babantayan natin yan. Naubos ng oras mo sa kakaalala. But ang sagot pala is nasa question lang. So, dapat marami tayong babantayan while answering the Prof. Ed. So, that is number 6. Then, which of the following characterizes a well-motivated lesson? A. The class is quiet. B. The children have something to do. C. The teacher can leave the pupils. D. There are varied procedures and activities undertaken by the pupils. Word sa tanong is a well-motivated lesson. So letter A, the class is quiet. So matatawag ba nating well-motivated ang lesson ng students is quiet lang. So meaning, hindi sila active in participating the teaching learning process. So letter B, the children have something to do. So kapag ang estudyante is merong ginagawa is isa ba yan sa indication that it is a well-motivated lesson. So letter C, the teacher can leave the pupil. So that is not a well-motivated lesson. Because the teacher is not present so during the process. So that's why it is not a well-motivated lesson. So because of hindi alam ng guro kung anong gagawin ng mga estudyante if wala siya doon sa classroom. Letter D, there are varied procedures and activities undertaken by the pupils. So the best answer for this is letter D. So because of merong procedures and activities. So tama si letter B, the children have something to do. So but walang tinatawag na procedures and activities na undertaken by the pupils. So D is the best answer because of the students are well motivated in the lesson because of they are actively participating the teaching learning process. So that's why letter D is the correct answer. Students in high school is naaalala ko that ang pipiliin nila sagot is yung pinakamataas. But remember, in answering Prof. Ed, so maybe the answer is yung pinakamataas, but merong questions na or merong choices na direct to the point. So meaning, maliit siya but detalyado. So that's why babantayan natin yan. So while answering Prof. Ed, so ibig sabihin, mataas na ang choice is yan na ang tamang sagot, but hindi. So remember na kailangan natin gamitin ang cognition. So, while answering Prof. Ed. So, effective yan. So, yan ang gamit ko while answering Prof. Ed. So, during the board exam last 2019. And proven siya na effective. So, because of nakapasa ako. So, unlike sa pipiliin natin yung pinakamataas na sagot. So, that's why ating i-practice ang use of metacognition. 8. Which of the following attributes characterizes a learner who is yet to develop the concept? A. The learner can identify the attributes of the concept. B. The learner can summarize the idea shared about the concept. C. The learner can distinguish examples from non-examples. D. The learner gets a failing grade in the test given after the concept has been discussed. Question number 8 is talks about yet to develop the concept. So meaning, so meron pa siya sa process on learning the concept. So letter A, the learner can identify the attributes of the concept. B, the learner can summarize the idea shared about the concept. So if we will say summarized, so meaning natutunan niya ang concept. So that's why letter B is not the correct answer. Letter C, the learner can distinguish examples from non-examples. So meaning, na-develop na niya ang concept because of the students can distinguish examples and non-examples. Well, letter D, the learner gets a failing grade. So meaning, so hindi niya na-develop ang concept. So kahit na-discuss na ng guro, but hindi niya natutunan. So meaning, hindi pa niya na-develop. So that's why the correct answer is letter A. So because the learner can identify the attributes of the concept. So meaning identification. So as we all know that identification is not part of HATS or higher order thinking skills. So meaning if you develop the concept, so meaning sasagutan mo na ang HATS questions. So that's why letter A is the correct answer. 9. Learners must be developed not only in the cognitive, psychomotor, but also in the affective aspect. Why is development of the latter also important? A. It helps them develop a sound value system. B. Their actions are dominated by their feelings. C. It helps them develop an adequate knowledge of good actions. D. Awareness of the consequences of their action is sharpened. So letter D, A, it helps them develop a sound value system. So if we will say sound value system is feeling nila na meron silang worth sa paaralan or sa mga guro. B, their actions are dominated by their feelings. So maganda ba ang patutunguhan if ang kanilang decision or action is base sa kanilang damdamin? So maganda ba? So letter C, it helps them develop an adequate knowledge of good action. So, ang letter C is na-develop nila ang adequate knowledge of good action. So meaning ang paggawa ng tama. So base sa kanilang natutunan. Letter D, awareness of the consequence of their action is sharpened. So nalaman na niya kung ano ang consequence kapag gagawin niya ang mga bagay-bagay. So that's why the correct answer is letter A. It helps them develop a sound value system. So meaning, so meron silang worth sa guro. So kasi kapag pinahalagahan ang estudyante sa mga guro, so meaning they are much valued sa pagkatuto. So because alam nila na meron silang worth sa damdamin ng guro. So that's why letter A is the best answer. So all the choices are correct. So but the question is, bakit importante? So because of importante ang affective aspect ng development, so upang mas maingganyo ang bata sa pagkatuto. So because they know that all their ideas are accepted by the teacher. So that's why letter A is the correct answer. 10. Teaching tinikling to imaliksi becomes possible through the use of A. Inductive method, B. Expository method, C. Demonstration method, D. Laboratory method. Okay, the question is, paano naging posible ang pagtuturo ng tinikling to imaliksi? So, ano ang tamang sagot sa kanila? A is inductive method. So, alam naman natin na ang inductive method is from simple to complex. So, ang tinikling and imaliksi is based ito sa foundation. So, kung ano ang pundasyon sa mga stepping nila. So, that's why inductive method is not useful in teaching tinikling to imaliksi. B is expository method. So, meaning is through direct instruction. So, but alam naman natin, so kung paano matututo ang mga estudyante sa pagsayaw ng tinikling to ilmaliksi if wala silang makikita kung ano ang gagawin. So, that's why letter B is not the correct answer because of if paano matutunan ang mga bata sa pagsayaw ng tinikling if wala silang makikita. So, instruction lang. So, ganito ang kailangan yung gawin. So, dapat meron kayong indak-indak na ganyan. So, kapag direct instruction lang, so hindi matutunan ng bata. So, kung paano sasayawin yan. So, that's why the correct answer is letter C, dapat merong demonstration or merong makikita. So, upang merong guide ang mga estudyante, so kung paano ang pag-indak-indak or paano ang mga strategies and styles sa pagsayaw ng mga traditional dances ng ating bansa or cultural dance. 11. What is the implication of using a method that focuses on the why rather than the how? A. There is a best method. B. Typical one will be good for any subject. C. This method should be standardized for different subjects. Or D. Teaching method should favor inquiry and problem solving. The question talks about so bakit mas kailangan focus tayo sa why rather than the how. A. There is a best method. So, maganda bang method gamitin ang why kaysa sa how? So, hindi masyadong detalyado. So, kung bakit. Letter B, typical one will be good for any subject. So, meaning, depende sa sitwasyon. So, letter C, this method should be standardized for different subjects. So, depende sa standard ng iba't ibang subjects. So, tama naman. But ang tanong, so, bakit kailangan i-implicate ang why kaysa sa how? So, si letter C is hindi acceptable na sagot. So, letter D, teaching method should favor inquiry and problem solving. So, especially if we will talk about science, so dapat meron tinatawag na inquiry and problem solving. And also, during making sa research. So, that's why so, magandang gamitin ang bakit, i-imply ang why. So, during letter D, teaching method should favor inquiry and problem solving. So, during the inquiry process, so bakit nagkaganoon, bakit nagkaganyan? So, ang mga tanong is mga bakit. So, upang mas masusolusyonan natin ang problema. So, that's why letter D is the correct answer. 12. When using problem-solving method, the teacher can A. Set up the problem, B. Test the conclusion, C. Propose ways of obtaining the needed data, D. Help the learners define what is it to be solved. Remember, the question sa new curriculum is based on student-centered. So, the question, when using problem-solving method, the teacher can, A, set up the problem. So, syempre, dapat merong problema. So, paano masusolusyonan if walang problema, di ba? B, test the conclusion. So, dapat i-check or i-test ang conclusion if applicable ba siya sa pag-solve ng problema. So, letter C, propose ways of obtaining the needed data. So, the teacher is considered as facilitator. So, facilitate lang siya. So, that's why proposing ways is hindi masyadong applicable. So, in student-centered environment. So, letter D, help the learners define what is it to be solved. So, dapat, letter D, in proposing problem-solving method sa pagtuturo, so dapat tuturuan mo ng estudyante. So, kung paano i-define kung ano ang kanilang dapat susolusyon ng problema. So, that's why letter D is the correct answer. Teacher Fred wants the class to find out the effect of heat on matter. Which method will help him accomplish his objective? A. Project method, B. Laboratory method, C. Problem method, D. Expository method. Question talks about so kung anong method ang makatutulong ni Teacher Fred on finding out the effect of heat on matter. So letter A is project method. So as we all know, the project method is learning by doing. So letter B is laboratory method. So that is the best answer. So because of it talks about heat on matter. So dapat laboratory ang gagamitin. So letter A is the correct check. Letter C is pwede maging sagot. And letter D, but letter B is the best answer. So ganyan talaga ang Prof. Ed. So merong mga tanong na ang mga choices is tama, so ba't meron ang pinakatama? So that's why letter B is the correct answer. In math, teacher Gina presents various examples of plane figures to her class. Afterward, she asked the students to give definition of each. What method did she use? A. Inductive, B. Laboratory, C. Deductive, D. Expository. Okay, the question talks about kung ano ang method na ginamit ni Teacher Gina. So, alam natin na ginamit niyang examples first before niya tinanong sa estudyante kung ano ang definition sa bawat planes figure. So, that's why inductive is using examples before to a certain definition or theory. So, laboratory, so use of science laboratory. See, deductive method is from general rule or giving the definition and before niya ibigay ang example. So, while letter D is expository is instruction lang ang ibinibigay. So, that's why the correct answer is letter A, inductive method. So, because inuna binigay ni Teacher Jenna ang examples before niya ipinasa sa estudyante kung ano ang definition ng bawat plane figures. So, that's why letter A is the correct answer. 15. Which part of the lesson is involved in the giving of situation or activities based on the concepts learned? A. Preparation, B. Generalization, C. Application, D. Comparison and abstraction. Okay, the question talks about involve in giving situation or activities based on the concepts learned. So A, preparation. So meaning, preparation is naghahanda pa lang. So that's why wala pang involvement sa activities because we are already in preparation. Or if preparation is introducing the new topic. So letter B is generalization is it is during the discussion of the teacher. So letter C is application. So it means internalization sa mga natutunan ng bata. Or letter D, comparison and abstraction. So if you will say abstraction is that it is a discussion wherein involve ang bata so during the process or activities na base sa kanilang natutunan. So that's why the correct answer for this is letter D. So involve in giving situation or activities. So during ito sa abstraction. So because of involve ang bata so in teaching learning process. While in application is it is internalization na lang. So base sa kanilang natutunan. So that's why letter D is the best answer.